Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today is another. What is it, Sam?
It's Warlock Wednesday.
Warlock Wednesday.
Absolutely.
All right.
You had a lot
Today,
of there was a lot of like Warlock Wednesday energy in that. I liked it. That was good.
well,
Like,
I'm excited because this is one of my favorites.
Hmm.
There's been some duds lately, but this isn't one of them. This is today we will be covering the Eldritch Invocation Repelling Blast.
Yep. This just requires you have Eldritch Blast to take, and it says whenever you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push it up to 10 feet away from you in a straight line. And now, normally these kind of effects, I'm like, it's 10 feet. What's 10 feet matter? The fun fact about Eldritch Blast, you get a lot of them. Is you get like 2 and then 3 and then 4 of them. And whenever you quicken them, you get 8 of them. Whenever you action surge, you get 12 of them. And then it goes from 10 feet to 120 feet. And that's very fun. You can just start like shoving things all over the place with the Repelling Blast in some really neat little ways.
And unlike Lance of Lethargy, which is only usable once per turn, yuck. Yeah, this one.
Sound disgusting.
I truly do not like that.
Audacity to let it be once per turn.
Yeah, I guess if you had that and you could use it with every blast, you could just shut down like every creature on the map. But anyway, we're not talking about Lance of Lethargy. We already did that one. We're talking about Repelling Blast, which I'm a lot more excited about.
It is what I think it's interesting. I don't think it's that good still, but I think it's neat. At least I don't hate this as much as I hate like the Eldritch Spear, the super long range one. There are some cute little things that you could build towards and do with this, namely in the department of like you use your packed magic slots to set up area of damage, and then things run out of them towards you, and you go back in. You go like just take 20 feet back into the thing. They take the damage again, and then you get some cute little play patterns like that. I think it's pretty neat.
Well, there's that. I mean, you can shove them into area of effect damage spells, or just keep them off your ass,
Sure.
That's I love that. In fact, perhaps a hot take, I might take this before Agonizing Blast.
And you'd be wrong too, but that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong sometimes, Bob.
I mean, like, if you can keep something from getting to you, that's you could kill it quicker, or you could just have more fun blasting it over and over again more.
So I think this is important for the context of this invocation. Most characters that are going to play Dungeons & Dragons are not going to get more than 2 Eldritch Blasts. The majority of them are going to get 2 Eldritch Blasts. That's 5th level to like 9th level characters. A lot of them are going to get 1 Eldritch Blast, in which case this is close to unusable. I would say this is worse than Ray of Frost if you're getting 1 10-foot knockback. I think you really want to be able to stack multiple instances of them or knock back multiple creatures to do some of the cooler, more fun, interesting stuff to it. Especially because it's an invocation, right? Like if this were just like attached to the cantrip, it'd be like, oh, it's like a Thorn Whip. That's cute. It does damage and does a little thing. You have to invest into this to get that fun little thing, which makes it a lot more costly to sort of recognize, especially whenever, again, it's competition, like you just mentioned, it's plus 3 to 5 damage per Eldritch Blast. So, like, I generally want that first because it makes my damage go up by, like, twice. Like, you could get a lot more damage on your Eldritch Blasts that way, which is going to be readily more usable in a wider variety of fights,
right,
where the 10-foot knockback, 20-foot knockback, less so.
You're correct. Because the effect this has is going to scale as you get more blasts. So I'll get the Agonizing Blast first.
There we go.
You've convinced me.
Great success. And listen, Agonizing Blast is by no means mandatory. If you want this, because like I think Bobby, if you wanted to take this because it's fun for you, which is a good reason to, that is an absolutely valid reason to do this first. Just know it's your character's going to be lower on damage.
It's more fun when it's more effective, though.
That's fair. And this is going to be the kind of thing where you'll find some cute moments to knock some people off of high places. You'll find some cute moments to make something dash to you. It's not going to be that often because it's close to Ray of Frost with 1 or 2 blasts. But if you go into the sorcerer builds where you're like firing off 8 of these, and it only takes 2 levels in sorcerer or 3 levels in sorcerer to get quicken, and then you can all of a sudden bonus action cast 2 of these, so you get 4 blasts at 5th level, because the scale's character level, so you only need 2 levels in Warlock. Then you're in a situation where I'm a lot more interested in Repelling Blast, because I can go, okay, that thing's got a 30-foot speed, right? Great. Knock it back 40 feet. And now it definitely has to dash, and it's still not getting to me. All right, next turn, do it again. And it's just going to be like going into a treadmill of death. The treadmill being Eldritch Blasts. Yes. If you're that specific build, I think it's quite fun. Outside that specific build,
well, that's the build I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's where I'm excited
about.
Like, I don't. If you're just an average warlock with Eldritch Blast and you go like the full 20 in warlock, let's say you're 9th level, do you want a repelling blast on your sheet if you're not doing quicken stuff with it?
I mean, how many blasts are you getting at that point? 2? I mean, 20 feet, could conceivably force a dash.
Sure,
But
absolutely good.
yeah, that's not even too far fetched. I mean, as long as if we're talking base 30 movement, then all you got to do is be 10 feet away from it at the beginning, and that's easy enough to do.
Well, if it's exactly 10 feet from you, you knock it back 20 feet and it still just runs to you.
11 feet.
So yeah, it needs to be more than that. But yeah. And that can be fine. That's not gonna be every fight, and it's not gonna be in every fight. Like, it doesn't always do something. That's where my biggest hurdle with this is, right? Is there'll be some fights where it like just doesn't matter at all. There'll be some fights where it like actively is a feature where you go, do I waste the brain space whenever the DM kind of is like, okay, going through your turn, you fire off Smelter Blast, use some damage, great. Next person's turn, you go, oh wait, no, I have Repelling Blast, I might as well push them 10 feet. And they go, okay, sure, we'll push them 10 feet away from the Paladin, and they'll re-engage the Paladin. And it's like, great, we've spent a little bit of time spinning in circles for not really much impact. Because a lot of times what happens with blasters is they sit at the back, and they don't get hit much anyway, because the friendly characters get to have that job, and then you blast things off of them, they're like, this doesn't matter. I'd rather you didn't, and then engage them, right?
All right. So for the blaster build that really wants to lean into this, I think it's excellent. For other builds, I think it's still functional. It's useful.
I would agree that it's functional and useful is a fair statement. Is it so much so I'm happy taking this as an invocation? If I have 2 or more blasts, maybe. If I don't, I definitely don't want this.
No.
I think once you get 3, it's where I get to be a lot more interested, because we're getting to that tier where you're like 11 level plus, and you're like, I've gotten most of the invocations I care about, and the upper tier ones, there's like 2 worth talking about that have upper level prerequisites. So now is a good time where this is scaled to be a little bit better. If it's on my sheet a little bit easier, even if you're not like all in on the sorcerer stuff too. That's probably fine.
Yeah. Warlocks are just too complicated for me. Too many options. This is
there's so much.
Yeah.
I'm
a simple man. I'm gonna play a simple warlock. And this allows me to do that.
I mean, it gives you a lot of flexibility still. I like that Eldritch Blast it's basically one of the best ranged multi-attacks in the game. As far as like non-munchkin-y stuff goes, it's one of the best ranged multi-classes in the game, just because it's, usually 2d10 plus 5 for your charisma mods each, or a d10 plus 5 for twice per turn at a great range. Yeah, that's gonna feel like you're playing a martial character with a little bit of extra flexibility in your pack magic and stuff. I find that's often what Warlock tends to feel like, is you pick like Agonizing, maybe you pick Repelling Blast, you like that play style, and then you've got a couple of spells that are your pack stuff, maybe you take Hex, maybe for extra damage, more likely you take like some utility stuff, and then you're sitting with a character that's mainly a martial in combat, martial being, I take the attack action every turn, and that's basically my whole turn, and then out of combat, you got a little trick here or there, you're a little fey guy, you're a little otherworldly mind-reading person. And that's kind of the gist of Warlock at like a casual level, I think. Once you really start to dig into like build opportunities and paths and multi-classing, this class shines brightly. But outside of multi-class nonsense, I do think it's like, okay, this is a fairly straightforward option if you can dig through all of the garbage that's piled up onto it, because it's just got so many options.
Yeah, we've done a lot of Warlock Wednesdays.
And there's still more to go.
Oh yeah.
Like, for our Martial Mondays, we've killed all the fighting styles and like 2 classes before we finished the list of just otherworldly invocations. Like, there's a ton here.
All right. Well, judging by our subject matter we're talking about now, I guess we're done talking about Repelling Blast.
It's a tempo push. Like,
yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
but it is very simple. Yes.
I think it's
all right. 3.
If you take this, sometimes it's fine. I think if you're trying to do anything optimized, it probably doesn't belong on your sheet unless you're doing the Gatling Gun Warlock builds. Then it's like, yeah, okay, sure, why not?
That's what I'm doing, and for that, I'm giving it a 5. I really like it.
Okay. For liking it, that's fair. Just like, I don't think it's that good, even on that build.
It might not, but yeah. This is one of the few that get me excited, so it's getting my 5.
Now, it's worth it.
All right, that was Repelling Glass. So let us know what you think down in the comments. And yeah, like and subscribe and all that. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it, a gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description where you'll find my Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.